Yo, what's up, family? We are in front of our shack from It would appear we've got a little bit of a traffic jam at the door. Let's go try and clear this up a little bit. Let's push some guys out the way. There we go. Get the traffic moving again. All right. Anyways, we are back here in front of our copper golems and shack from last video, and we've got some fun plans for today. I mean, I guess I do say that every video, but today I think... Oh, actually, hold on. First off, we have a buddy. We've got a new buddy over here. We gave him an orange collar. This is our new buddy, and he is, of course, Steve. But yeah, anyways, as for what we're doing today... Oh, and we did a little something. Add a little bit of immersion to this, you know, abandoned railway, but we added an old signal tower right here. You know, still got the red and yellow lights up there. And yeah, the new die shapes are interesting. I kind of like them though. They're neat. But yeah, that's just a new little feature. But today we're going to start working this away, and I'm not going to run all the way over there. I am going to use free cam if I could jump up here. So we're going to start working this away over into this big ol' area, and it's another one of these guys. I'm sick of them. But yeah, so the plan is we're going to have a path going along this way, and eventually there's going to be like a campground over here, like RVs and tents and, you know, a bonfire, like, you know, one of those big campgrounds over in the Oaks over here. But for today, we're going to get this path started. There's going to be a junction in here somewhere to where another path goes this way. And then over here in the forest, right in this flat area, right before we get to this big old cliff, we're going to put a pond. And it's essentially just going to be like a hidden pond in the forest. You know, maybe there'll be some ruins around it, some nice big trees, and I think we're going to clear out the far side right here so that it has a nice view of, you know, the sunrise coming up. And I do have some plans in my head. I hope they work, but first we got to get clearing a lot of trees so that we have some room. Ugh, that means we have to build trees. That's so tedious. But essentially what I'm trying to get at here is we're going to be doing a lot of terraforming today. And that excites me because I do love terraforming. Although I do kind of miss building buildings, but I think we're going to have some ruins over there, so, you know, it'll keep me happy. So we got to start getting some stuff out and, you know, get working on this path. What do you want, Steve? So let's get some stuff out for the path, which is going to involve something that I'm probably not going to be able to find. Of course not. Okay, there's the path, yo. So we're going to use, are we going to use mud? I don't know if we're going to use mud for the path, but we'll bring some anyways. We are going to use a lot of coarse dirt. We'll use some packed mud. Probably not too much, but, you know, we'll just make it almost a full stack. Now, what we really need is... Oh, gravel. Oh, that's all I have. I think we're gonna have to go on a gravel excursion because I simply do not have enough. Well, let's see if we can just go find some real quick. Maybe we'll come over here. I want to do something over here, too. Maybe I'll do, like, just a nice big house, and this is, like, their property, just waterfront property. That might be kind of cool. All right, any gravel over here, though? Ow. I'm not seeing any just yet. Oh, also, look at this torch resource pack that I have. It makes the torches like a little bit more animated, but also look at them on the wall. It's got something that like holds them to the wall. Oh, I love this. Oh, and how could I forget? I also installed that echoing in caves mod. Ready? Listen to this. Yeah, I don't know. I find that kind of cool. I know some people find it a little bit annoying, but not going to be spending too much time in caves, so probably won't notice it all that much. Surely this is gravel, right? Oh, it actually is. Okay, well, let's get to work down here, getting some gravels. Oh, it makes underwater sound muffled. Oh, that's kind of cool. This shovel is absolutely decimating this gravel. I mean, this is so fast. I love it. We're going to be done in no time. And now that I'm thinking about it, we're probably going to have a mess to clean up. Oh... I really need to get back on a server so that I can just go find somebody's shop and buy gravel. All right, we've cleaned that up, and oh my, we're 5 short. All right, going back in. Why is this guy still here? All right, you know what? Where's the sword? We got to get rid of this fella. Let's go. Anyways, let's start doing a little bit of digging and just kind of decide where this path is actually going to go. So probably just going to go this way. Follow this little depression right through here, I would say. Cut this down so that it's just kind of going through the hillside a little bit. And then once we're out the other side, we'll just keep going this way. This tree will obviously come down and then just keep on going this way, and this tree will have to come down. And then maybe we'll hook it this way around that little ledge. And okay, so we got to over here. Let's see just where we are from the free cam point of view. And we have gone plenty far for the time being. So the T-junction is going to be right in here, actually right where that tree used to be, and kind of shoot off this way, and then the pond will be out here. So let's go back to where that first tree was, which is right here, and oh, look at that, perfect. So we can have a junction right in here. We'll actually take a lot of this out, I think, and we will have the path step down. Also, look at this little bit of resource pack that I added for the grass. I mean, it adds a little bit of variation, some flowers right on the grass. How cool is that? So yeah, the path will come right out here. It'll step down, and then now that it's in the open over here, it'll step down again. We'll have the path going right across like this. And then the T, ooh, or should we do something a little bit like this instead? Like one of these guys, and then just put a little something in the middle of the path like that. Maybe a tree or a signboard. Ooh, a signboard or something. Oh, well, I was just going to take care of that, and it's gone. So now the path will go this way, and where exactly do we want the path to go? We want to stay below this ridge. I think we're going to turn that into like a little cliffside, kind of like, let's see if I can get over here quick, kind of like this thing right here. I think we'll do a little something like that. Maybe not as extreme, but, you know, similar. And then it'll lead right out here to the pond. So yeah, I guess we can kind of just go pretty much in a straight shot this way, but obviously we don't want to do quite a straight shot. We do want to do a little bit of twisting and turning a little here and there. And of course, we're probably going to change this as well once we work on this cliff. We probably want it, actually, yeah. We're probably going to do that a little differently. We want it to be right along the cliff side like we did with the other one. And then, yeah, we'll just keep going this way, right through all these spruce trees in-game. And we are now pretty much to where this pond is going to be, which is going to be this direction, just like that. So, we've got a plan for the path. So I guess we'll go sleep and then start, you know, placing some path blocks down. Oh, what a flight. So I think what we will do is just start throwing some gravel in and then kind of go through and, you know, texture it up a little bit once we get kind of the general shape that we're going for. I do need to fill in along here. We don't want it to go right up along there just yet. But with this, I do kind of want it to be mostly gravel rather than, you know, as textured as the stuff is way over there, because I kind of want this to be more like an actual hiking trail rather than, you know, just kind of an abandoned path in the woods. And a lot of hiking trails around my area in the mountains of where I live are, you know, there's a lot of gravel going on in them. All right, so we've got gravel running all of the way to the far end where we got to when we were digging it out, and yeah, we pretty much got the path set up here. We do have to go that way still, but we've got some steps made out of stone and tough. Holy moly, wow. And then I think we might leave it, you know, let it fade out a little bit back into the landscape over here. Or do we? I mean, maybe we should just kind of connect it and make it look like an actual path that leads right into this this abandoned railway area. I think we will do that. And do that we did. We changed this the first bit of this path quite a bit. So I added like a little bit of a cliffside right here so that we're kind of walking right along a cliff, and of course some fences here and there just to make sure, you know, people stay on the path. But then we also did pretty much all of the foliage and ground cover for this first part of the path, making it look, you know, pretty natural, pretty done. I think it's pretty immersive. I mean, it's not too bad. And then obviously this is as far as we've gotten, but it actually feels pretty real. You know, we grew some trees up here and alongside the path a little bit, just vanilla trees. We didn't go through and do any custom trees or anything, and I think I'm okay with that. It would have taken an awful long time to do custom trees everywhere. But yeah, so, oh, and right here, we've got this part of the mountain over here. Maybe there was just some water trickling down. And, you know, this part of the path is a little bit muddy. Maybe there's something coming off of there too. So right here, there's a little bit of mud that you got to walk through. But then you're getting down into here where the trail sign will be. The, what did I call it? The trail marker. That's what it was. The trail marker or trail sign, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, so this is pretty much where we're at. We got the first part of our path completely, pretty much exactly how we wanted it to look. And I guess now it's just time to move on to the next part. And I think maybe we'll get started with this trail sign. So let's put a post in the ground, and that's just simply not going to be tall enough. I guess we'll go a little bit taller. Maybe. There we go. We did it. And I think this rather simple design is what we're going to go with. I kind of actually really like that. That's not a bad look. So yeah, that'll be our signpost, our sign marker, whatever it is. And now, with a little bit of added foliage around it, I think it's looking even better. So I think we're going to leave it just like this for the time being and start working our way down the path that-a-way, towards the pond. And, you know, speaking of towards the pond, so I wanted to kind of extend this and do another little cliff thing like over there, but, I mean, look at this. This is like the perfect hillside forest. I don't know if I could really tear this down and feel good about it. Like, it looks really good. I think what I do want to do actually is tear down these trees, because I just realized none of them look none of them look very good. So I think we'll get some bone meal out and let's grow some new trees there, see if it looks good and if we're gonna keep it, and then yeah, maybe we'll decide after that. So we did our work down here to the left towards the pond, and it's just a little bit different than, you know, than we planned. So why don't we just go take a peek? So we continued with the overgrown feel. We did take the trees down, but then we just grew them a little bit thicker in there, you know, kind of hiding the whole hillside, and the whole walkway now is just kind of, it's really wooded. It feels like you're walking right through the middle of a forest, an overgrown forest. And then down here, we stopped right here, obviously, because the pond is going to be over here somewhere. It's pretty much just more of the same, you know? Overgrown along each side. Over here at the bottom of the hill, we have a little bit of mud next to the walkway. You know, how our paths in the woods always end up having that. There's always just ruts over here with mud in it, so we did a little bit of mud and dried mud. So other than that, yeah, it's pretty much just, actually, let's go up here and take a walk down the whole entire thing. So we come up from our shack, which looks like there's another traffic jam in it. So let's fix this quick. And we start going this way. And I mean, I love this. I actually forgot to put some fences on the other part. So I did grab some fences. Yeah. And then we come down here. It's all wooded on either side. We have our nice signpost. All right, let's go to Sunrise Pond past our new bench. And, you know, maybe we'll throw a little fence right there. Maybe we'll make it a 3-banger. And then we walk up further, and we've got some big trees up here in the forest. And I think there needs to be another one around here somewhere. Maybe we'll put some more right on the mud right there. And then also, we're going to put some right here, I think. But yeah, big trees up in here and, you know, foliage everywhere. It's going to be pretty dark once the sun sets. Oh, and we have a nice hillside full of sweet berries. But yeah, I really went for an overhang, like a canopy over the walkway feel, which I think it worked. It's got the feel like you're under a canopy in a forest until you get out here, obviously, but it's gonna start opening up a little bit once we get to the pond anyways. So I'm pretty happy with where we're at, and I think it's gonna work out. We'll put another little bit of fence right there, I think. And now I guess we just gotta dig out the pond and get going on that, and I think we're probably gonna have to time-lapse that. So let's go! So we have finished our pond, and I'm just gonna be honest with you. I think I like it even more than our waterfall over here, which ended up doing pretty well. The video did pretty well, but I truly think that this pond is even better than the waterfall. If that's possible, I don't know. You guys can decide. But we're just gonna run right up here and do a little walk all of the way down our path. I guess we'll have to wait for these guys to get out of the way. All right, let's go around the workers. And we're just going to take a whole nother peek at our path. So we already looked at all this. We got the new cliff here, and it truly does feel like we're walking through the woods. And we did make a slight change. So it's no longer Sunrise Pond. It's just Rise Pond, which I think makes a little bit more sense because, you know, there is also a moonrise, not just the sunrise. So, you know, we got to include all of the rises, but enough yapping about that. Let's just get out there and take a peek at this thing. Why don't we? And check it out in all of its glory. And oh my goodness, look at this. I mean, it is absolutely beautiful. I will say that it's probably a little bit more beautiful than it could be because of this resource pack that adds some flowers to a few of the lily pads. I think that makes a huge difference, especially, you know, with this build. And I do also think Steve enjoys it. He's always out here on the dock looking around, but we need to look at this thing with the shaders on as well, because, oh my goodness, the ambiance of the fog and the dropped FPS when we look in this direction and, you know, the water reflecting and the lily pads, you know, kind of floating on top of the water. I truly do think that this might be my favorite, you know, nature build that I've ever done. I'm not going to call the waterfall a nature build. That's kind of, I mean, I guess it is actually technically, what am I even trying to say right now? I don't know, but I love this pond, you know, just fully grown all throughout with, you know, seagrass and kelp, and we got some axolotls floating around. I actually don't know where Steve is. Is that Steve way out there? No, that's not Steve. Is Steve missing? Is Steve gone? Oh my goodness, this is tragic. Steve might be gone. I don't know where he would have gone, though. I mean, unless he just hopped out of... Oh, wait. Oh, buddy. That's not Steve. Oh, buddy. There we go. There's Steve. He's still here. Thank goodness. He's just hanging out over here. Oh, I sounded Canadian when I said that. Under the trees with his buddy. So I suppose we'll leave him be. But yeah, I mean, this, I'm pretty happy as per usual with this. And we do also have a small secret that we haven't shown off yet. So let's go check that out real quick. And it's just back here, right by this fence. There's a small path leading this way, and there's a ruined building over here. Well, a building in ruins, I should say. So there used to be somebody living over here next to the pond, I would guess. I mean, why else would there be a abandoned, ruined structure over there deep in the forest? You don't even notice it from the path, really, that's actually kind of cool. You would never guess that it's over there unless you're kind of looking for it. But that is about it for the pond, and Steve is here to send you guys off with me, so we're just going to chill out right here and watch the final moon rise. Oh, actually, look at that. It's a nice crescent moon. I also don't know why I said final, because there definitely will be more. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and who are we going to share this one with? Share this one with your nature buddies, your hiking pals, I guess, because this would be kind of cool to hike up to this pond one of these days. Well, I mean, if it were real, I guess. Yeah. But okay, enough yapping. Yeah. So don't forget to subscribe, and thank you guys for watching. I love you so much, and we'll see you next time. So.